So the backers, when you look at how this man received more votes than any former vice president in the history of the United States, and you're like, but nobody likes him.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you, Booster. This is what has happened. Joe Biden has received more votes, this is what they said, than any president in history. Right. And you don't know anyone who really likes this guy, including when he's in office. Outside of people in the media, everyone who's voted for him just goes like, okay. We'll give him a shot.
Little milquetoast guy.
Why?
Toughs don't like him.
It's true. Well, that's because they're dog-faced pony shoulders.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
They certainly are.
He can do some push-ups.
I don't think he can.
Well,
Not anymore.
Gotta go on a limb.
I can do a dead hang.
I can lay here.
You just bring a lock of a 6-year-old girl's hair like ammonia-smelling salt. Just okay. So
does my tub have a door on it?
I'm at the Grand Canyon.
Yes. A chair that goes up the stairs for me.
So many renovations to the
He's
White
wondering
House
why
right
his
now,
Fitbit doesn't work. It's like, no, that's just a life alert. Oh,
yeah.
I was wondering about my pulse. You just keep calling the cops.
It actually just shocks him to keep him alive.
So Wall Street back. This is how Joe Biden former Vice President Joe Biden was whisked into office without actually campaigning. That's a first.
Wow.
He was backed by Wall Street donors. When people say, Donald Trump, big money, this is where you have to understand. People can have money and not be a part of the economic establishment, for lack of a better word. 76 million to 18 million.
Wow.
For Joe Biden to Donald Trump. 17 million to 18 million. 95% of all donations from big tech went to Biden and went to Democrats. Okay?
Wow.
And this is, by the way, this is not even to mention, this is just the monetary compensation that we can see. I don't know what happened with the folks who were against Citizens United when you didn't want kids to be able to do an anti-Hillary Clinton documentary, but then when it comes to big money into Biden's campaign, more than ever, the most Wall Street-backed candidate outside of Hillary Clinton in the history of mankind, all of a sudden you're a little bit murky on the rule books, not to mention, I don't know how you put a monetary value, of course, on the media coverage and how lopsided it is.
We tend to correct in our elections for the deficiencies of the person in that office. And in this case, those deficiencies went to character, went to decency, went to a lack of empathy.
There's a mustache deficiency now.
These are qualities, as Gloria said, that Joe Biden has in abundance.
That is the president of the United States. That is the most powerful person in the world. And we see him like an obese turtle on his back, flailing in the hot sun.
On Wednesday morning, in the hours before he was sworn in as the 46th president of the United States, Joe Biden attended Mass at the Cathedral of St. Matthew the Apostle, a prominent Catholic church not far from the White House.
Last several years has been Donald Trump has been viewed as an object of suspicion by some people of faith.
The Mario 2 level.
There are not video images of him doing things that look like a guy who is religious.
We have reporting that inside the White House that there were sort of self-congratulatory.
All right, that's enough. I don't even, look, you get the point. I just want to make sure that you hear it straight from the horse's ass and I don't straw man them. We all know that the media has been fawning over, but they're the only people who fawn over Biden. I don't even think his wife fawns over Biden. Okay? I don't think anybody outside of the media and big tech and Wall Street actually like former Vice President Joseph Biden.
They've been throwing him some hardball questions.
Yeah. They have.
Like, what's your favorite ice cream?
Now let's look at the policy. So you know who's backed him financially, and this is something you can follow. All of these sources are available at louderwithcrowder.com. Right away, I don't think there's ever been a president who has killed more jobs in their first day or 48 hours. It's like the first 48, only they never find the victim.
That's a downer.
He halted the Keystone Pipeline right away, which shouldn't come as a surprise. Some people were surprised. They were like, "Oh, I can't believe he did this." Well, he said he would do it, and I understand where the confusion comes from because, as you saw in the debates that we covered, then he said that he wouldn't, and Kamala said that they wouldn't. But then they said that they would. Then they said that they wouldn't, and then AOC started drinking a bucket of salt water and throwing a fit. So to avoid a seizure, they decided that okay, they would because they have to appease that wing of their party. But it shouldn't surprise you if you've been paying attention because this is what Joseph Biden, former vice president, had to say about the Keystone Pipeline.
Anybody could go down 300 to 3,000 feet in the mine. Sure and hell can learn how to program as well. Give me a break. Give me a break. Anybody who can throw coal into a furnace can learn how to program, for God's sake.
You first.
Really?
Grab a shovel.
Learn to code is your answer to all these.
Anybody can throw coal into a furnace. I'm not sure about that.
No.
I've seen you walk up at your rallies and just point to like, what's that? Have you seen it? Like when you see Biden, it's even worse without his voice.
Yeah.
It looks like Brooks from Shawshank, where he doesn't know how to make it on the outside world, walking all bow-legged. He's like,
walking on stage confused.
What's this?
I want to shoot the manager, kind of a bonus.
So what was the fallout from that? Keystone halting it killed an estimated 11,000 construction jobs.
Okay, brought on 11,000 new podcasts.
Yeah,
whole new market,
and $2.2 billion. In wages lost. $2.2 billion in wages lost. It's almost like that would be significant, as opposed to just giving people a few $100s here and there, talking about universal income, yang chang gang, wang chang tang tonight. You could actually just allow people to work.
Free market.
Now, here's the thing. Of course, people were upset. Yeah. I love Canada, by the way. Canada, my home country of Canada.
Yes.
Like, we really want to get back to normalcy and have Joseph Biden, and we've been very disappointed in him. He's like, I'm halting the Keystone Pipeline. Like, wait a second.
Yes, no.
Did he
Son of a... Which is funny because Canada is such a stupid place. I remember when I was a kid and I was at high school and then I was in college, they had canvassers going around because the Keystone Pipeline goes through is it the tar sands or the tar pits?
Tar sands.
It's a very unappealing name. Is it the tar sands?
Sandy tars.
But they were asking me to sign a petition in Canada.
Really?
To save the tar sands. And I said, what? Like, yeah, they're going to start building and they're going to start refining oil and taking oil from the tar sands, and we need to save the tar sands. I said, hold on a second. Are you asking, like, I understand saving the rainforest. I watch Fern Gully. I get it. Are you asking me to now care about pits of tar? How far down the rungs do we get to the point where I don't care if you can't actually extract tar from something that is merely a pit of it? What's its purpose
I'm holding
in
back
life?
so many Peace Prize jokes.
Yeah.
So this is what happened. $2.2 billion in wages lost. Again, the candidate who supported this, former Vice President Joe Biden, he's now taken away your jobs. He's boxed you out from investing. He's boxed you out from speaking, or at least they want to, on social media platforms. And then, of course, people who were working people, commonly referred to as not my voting constituency by Joe Biden. They said, look, can we keep our jobs because that's kind of important right now, and we're one of the few remaining sectors that is actually working. We'd like to be employed, and it's kind of a shitty thing for you to do. And not to be outdone in tone deafness, this is how the administration and good old he's back, John Kerry, responded to workers wanting to be able to provide for their families.
You look at the consequences of black lung for a miner, for instance, and measure that against the fastest growing job in the United States before COVID was solar power technician. The same people can do those jobs, but the choice of doing the solar power one now is a better choice. Similarly, you have the second fastest growing job pre-COVID was wind turbine technician.
True. Mr. Buttigieg, what do you say to those workers whose jobs have just been eliminated by presidential edict?
Well, I think the most important thing is to make sure that we make good on the promise of the president's climate vision as being one that, on net, creates far more jobs. Millions, we hope. I know that won't just happen. We'll have to do a lot of work to make sure that's real. But getting this right means ensuring that there are more good-paying.
Shouldn't the work to make sure it's real already be done?
It should happen first, maybe.
So for those workers, the answer is somebody else will get a job?
The answer is that we are very eager to see those workers continue to be employed in good-paying union jobs.
And it's a roll of the dice.
As the president has said, as President Biden has said many times, that COVID actually offers us the opportunity to build back better.
There it is.
Because the economy has been rocked. As we come back, we will be putting major investments into various
in Philadelphia.
Sectors of the economy to get it moving again. And if those investments are done in a way, Fareed, that are green, that are looking to develop hydrogen fuel, for instance, or the making of those electric cars. I mean, people don't lose a job in the transition to electric cars because the car still has to be built, the wheels have to be put on it.
Yeah, so we're hoping that we make sure this is real after we've already passed it. Yeah. And you're not going to lose your job because someone needs to work at Goodyear. And if you think that this is obviously a dark time for America, at least you have a new assistant health secretary. Beautiful and brave.
Watch Good Morning Mug Club live every Monday through Thursday at 10:15 Eastern.